think it's good on my end.
Mm-hmm.
And this is going to be episode 219. And let's see. Look like we're live. Look like we're good to go. It's going to be episode 219 of the First and Framerates podcast. Myself and DJ81, we are here and we're going to talk about a few things that involves with the college football games supposed to come out in 2023. And also we're going to have a little small debate about couch gaming versus gaming chairs. Which one is best for you and how does it work out? Other than that, we're good to go. I hope everybody had a good couple of days. Last time we was here on Tuesday, we had a really good show. You guys need to go try to check that out if you can. And other than that, let's just get right into it. DJ, let's go with your intro, man. How you been?
Man, I've been fine. It's been warm. It was about almost 80 degrees here, but come Monday, it looks like we're gonna get a wintry mix. But other than that, it's been mostly today. I was out and about. I had to return a few items, and I broke in my new cleats, but also went something different with receiver gloves, as you can see here.
Okay.
Because I usually wear all black for my receiver gloves. I have a league that's about to start by the end of the month. So, and we play Sunday morning. So I usually wear mostly black. So I was just like, you know what? If this is probably going to be my last year playing, I might as well just do something different. Get the white gloves, look clean, and just ball out and see how it works.
Okay. Sounds good. As far as me, everything is going good on my end. Still been playing some games. If you checked out the stream earlier on Twitch, I was playing NFL Blitz. Fun game to play. Had a lot of fun. That was great. And I'm gonna be streaming more throughout the week. Probably do some things on throughout the weekend. Weekend is usually my wild card time when I just stream whatever. So I'll be doing that. Good to see a lot of people back on YouTube. It just seems like YouTube
Yeah, I
is
see.
more of a YouTube is more of a normal place for people. One of the reasons why I decided to go back on YouTube, I've been hearing a lot from people saying that Twitch is fine, but the problem with Twitch is it's not very good quality wise. A lot of people are having problems with the choppiness, and they had a little bit of problem with just staying on Twitch as far as watching the entire show. I watch it on my end. It looks fine. The VOD is great. A lot of people say they go back and watch it on the VOD and it's fine then, but there's something about it being live. I don't know if it has anything to do with the location they're in or whatever the case may be, but Twitch is not necessarily a good place for them to watch us live for some reason. I don't know why, but nevertheless, it's going to stay up over there on Twitch. So if you guys want to go over there and watch it, it's fine. If not, the main thing is just options. It's good to have the option. And that's one thing I kind of got away from is not the option, because with YouTube acts really janky sometimes with the numbers. And I don't have time to be playing with numbers. Like all of a sudden now I'm at 556 subscribers and I'm like, okay, how did that happen? And all that, how did that jump up? Because anytime when I get a sub, and I know anybody who makes content, when you get a sub or when you get a subscriber, it'll tell you in the notifications, new subscriber, yada, yada, yada. Well, last time I was here, it was at 536 and it dropped to 538. Then it went to 541. Then it went back down to 536. Now in the last 2 weeks, it went from 536 to 556. And I have not gotten one notification of any new subscribers. It's just really weird how it's been acting up, but that's one of the reasons why I decided, like, you know what? I don't want to play the algorithm game. I'll just go to Twitch. At least I know at Twitch the numbers are mostly legit. But the thing at the end of the day is not about the numbers. It's about what is accessible to our viewers. And it's more accessible to you guys because there are people over there on Twitch right now. I'm looking right now. There's people over there. It's good to see. But more people are on YouTube. And I guess YouTube is just more accessible to them. And that's fine. And it's cool. Because at the end of the day, it's you guys. You're the ones that make it go. You the guys are the ones that make everything run smooth. Without you guys, we'll be talking to ourselves. So that's the main thing with that. So with that being said, I also said this on the video I did. I'll probably be doing more streaming on both, and I am going to be jumping to YouTube gaming finally at the end of the month. So I'll get more information about that down the pike. So it's going to be 3 platforms I'm going to be streaming on within the next 3 weeks. It'll be on 3. And also, I have a solo podcast I'm going to be starting as well. But all that stuff is down the pipe. I talked about that in the video. If you want to check more information about that, go back to my last video prior to us going live on the YouTube side. All right, so waiting for Bills to get here. Whenever you get here, that's great.
I'm gonna say just to add.
Go ahead. Go, because I gotta send something off real quick. Go ahead.
This boy VF is gonna be putting in some work.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
That's what's up. So
yeah, because I already set up the gaming YouTube channel. I set that up already. I will be putting that in the description so you guys can go over there and like the page. And if you want to follow the page, I'll be doing that shortly. I'm doing a lot of multitasking right now because I got to send some stuff off on my phone.
Wait a minute, don't you mean Facebook?
Yeah, that's what I'm going to say. See, I'm all over the place. I'm all over the place.
Hey, sometimes people need managers.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. So that's what's going to be going on. So other than that, DJ, if anything you want to talk about real quick, I'll let you have the floor. Give me about 3 minutes.
Okay, so I'm going to reiterate the fact that I was in Twitter jail just 12 hours ago. It was freshly released at like 12 noon, and my message to Twitter, fuck you, because for a site that allows full-on porn to be posted, just because I called Piers Morgan a hand, I'm going to just tone it down just for now because I don't want to get, VF's YouTube channel, busted because that's the whole thing. But I basically posted about it on Twitter. Twitter can kiss my ass as far as how they, choose to ban certain people but allow other shit to happen. And I think that person, whoever the algorithm is set up to defend Piers Morgan, fuck that motherfucker. As far as I'm concerned, kiss my ass. Oh yeah, Preliminary Sports. I know Georgetown did come through. I actually watched the replay of the game. Somebody had the replay up on YouTube, and I was looking at it, and I was like, "Wow, this seemed like some good basketball being played here in the Big East." I may need to start tuning back in because I know originally I was watching Georgetown when they had McClung there before he transferred out, and it seemed like it died out a little bit. But looking at this Big East tourney run, they play the semis tomorrow. I don't know if they played a winner out of. I really don't know who they played a winner out of, but it was funny. The Villanova fans were heated about this. They were sending. What was it? They took shots at Patrick Ewing, and that's another thing. Patrick Ewing had something to say because apparently they don't recognize him in Madison Square Garden. Security, faculty, all the people. He only made that building when he played. It's not like he didn't. Not like he's just some random player, but yeah, he had some issues with security. Same thing with Charles Oakley. Same thing with Spike Lee. James Doolin doesn't like the N words hanging around. So that's what's going on. But all right. So Preliminary asks, do you like McClung? I like him. I think he's still a good player. I saw him play a little bit. I think he's at Texas Tech now. I think I play, and it seemed like the type of offense that Patrick Ewing has at Georgetown didn't fit. So I can understand why he transferred. But while he was at Georgetown, he was
real quick,
good.
DJ. Hey, y'all, let me know if y'all click that link. See if it gets you over there to the Facebook page. You can go ahead and keep going. I just want to see if anybody let me know what it does.
Quaface, the Big East tournament hasn't really been fire like it used to be. Okay, just the other day they posted a clip of Ray Allen's bitch ass making that wild ass shot that St. Georgetown. That was the first day I learned to hate Ray Allen. I was sitting there watching. I was just like, when I seen the clip before I even got to that point, that's all I had burned. It's burned. It's a burned motion picture in my face of Ray Allen driving. And it's like, in my mind, He has like 8 arms going with you every way before the shot goes up.
Okay, this is it right here. I'm sorry. That might not. It does. Okay, so Quaface, you was able to follow? That must be the notification right there. Okay, all right, I got it. All right, appreciate it, guys. I just want to make sure it works. Okay.
Oh, look at this. This is BigZayMack just appearing out of nowhere. Like, where have you been, buddy? I know you're on Twitch too. So, but yeah, that Big East tournament, there have been some great games in that conference. But with all the teams that left, and for a while there really wasn't a Big East conference, and then they somehow came back together. I remember it was an all Catholic conference with Georgetown, St. John's, and all of them, and that didn't make any sense. So hopefully with Patrick Ewing, and I think Chris Mullin is still at St. John's, so that ignites
I think he is, yeah.
I think that ignites an old rivalry between those two. Chris Mullin's still a bitch, but either way, I'm looking forward to what Georgetown has to offer. And I'm glad they went back to those jerseys with the African design on the side. Mm-hmm. Nothing like them jerseys, the Allen Iverson jersey, because their first time they really went to them was when Allen Iverson was there.
Right. Okay, yeah, we'll see, because it's about that time, March Madness. You're going to be seeing some good basketball. That's one thing I like about college basketball. No matter like who's seeded or where, you're going to get some quality basketball, even if it's 1 through 16. It doesn't matter. It's going to be some good basketball. You rarely find sloppy basketball in the NCAA tournament, and I think that's a good thing. I know Bill's always telling me like, "Well, you want everybody to go 8-8 and everybody." No, I just want real competitive sports. I don't care how good you are. And before we get into the CLC or whatever, one thing about me with sports, I want it to be that I want it to be sports. I want everybody to go on the court, go on the field, go on the pitch, go on the tennis court, whatever, and give it your all, play your best. And that, I think, it's just the art of competition. I love to see stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And it's like we don't get that as much, like in NBA. I mean, they barely play defense now. So I hate seeing it. And I understand, it's just the way things are now. But I love it when players go out there and give it their 110% every time.
See, and let me jump in on that part, because that was the part that stood out to me watching that Georgetown Villanova game, was the defense. I'm like, right, you ain't employed. They both employed full court man. I hadn't seen that in ages.
No. You that was like mid-90s college ball right there.
But everyone knew when you played Georgetown, that's what you're getting. You're getting.
No, I'm just saying. Yeah, right. But I'm just saying in general, it's like you used to see stuff like that in mid-90s. Like you used to see that. Like you don't see that as much no more.
Georgetown specialized in that shit.
All right, let's get into the CLC. That's a pretty good monologue, pretty good beginning. It's pretty great. Thanks to everybody who's going over there to the Facebook gaming page. Good to see you guys over there following. Like I said, I promise you, there's gonna be content over there.
I haven't seen the gloves yet.
And he got stickums, so he's catching everything. And let's see. Let's get into it. The CLC has rules for the college football game, things that you can and cannot do, and it's going to be a little different. I got a little bit of it on the screen from what I saw, and I'm going to put this on the screen so everybody can see it. And here we go. Oh, this is really weird when you have 3 screens up now.
Oh, boy. Especially
we got it. Right. So, I know you said this earlier, DJ. Shout out to BigZayMack. Good to see you back. Yeah, you do have JJ Watt. We're going to get into some more NFL talk down the road because
y'all still ain't winning a Super Bowl, so I don't know why you.
We're gonna talk about more of NFL stuff once the more defined of the free agency, because like now like players will start getting released, but it just started, so it's not much to talk about just yet. Mm-hmm. But maybe next Tuesday or Thursday, that'll be a good time because everything will start to settle. So we'll get into that. All right, let's get into this. CLC, these are a few of the rules that they have. I heard there's more, but this is some of the initial stuff. It says, for initial creation of the game, EA will need to develop all necessary assets for the current generation of consoles. So that tells you right now, the game is at least going to be on PS5 and Xbox Series. I don't think the game is going to be on the PlayStation 4 and
especially for the year that they're talking about when it's going to be released.
Yeah, 2023.
And it's funny because that's the end of the year that they say the transition from current gen to next gen should be complete. Like everybody should be on
Yeah.
next gen by then. So
Everybody should be right.
fits.
Exactly. So it's saying that this will require both the sharing assets with EA as well as EA visiting schools to gather reference for items that cannot be sent. So they're gonna have to go like stadium scanning, probably like certain trophies that they may want to put in the game, certain like monuments that's probably around the campus that they may want to put in the game that be like as far as graphical fidelity instead of just putting a picture in the game, stuff like that. While a complete list and timeline for completion will be shared at a later date, the assets that EA will need to acquire include logos, stadium scan data, uniforms, costumed mascots, which I'm surprised because mascots, I'll just get back to that. Non-costume mascots, traditions, school-owned band recordings, and trophies. So let's get with the logos. So basically, I don't see why they will have to go to the school to get the logos. Maybe it's something that we don't know. But basically they're going to have to acquire the logos. So we also have to think about what school is going to let them do that. Some schools may not.
They look like they said via J Patent logos on demand. So maybe they just like the source will be that person or that company or whatever to get.
Yeah, but they're like the middleman, but we also have to think about like what school is going to give out their logos. Maybe the school will say, hey, you can use us, but you can only use this particular logo, because some schools have various logos. So it could be something like that. Stadium scan data, I mean, that goes without saying. I mean, you go to the stadium, you have to scan it and put it into you have to put it into your dev kit so it can actually be scanned one-to-one of what the stadiums actually look like. Renovations to the stadium may require subsequent EA visits to scan and change. Yeah, so like if something changes without they get a new upper bleachers, or they get something different around the bowl area, they may have to change it. Also different paint on the field or whatever, stuff like that. Uniforms, this is going to be interesting. Helmet, jerseys, pants, socks. EA will want access to scan all available uniform assets. Even if uniforms will be changing before the title's first release, EA will want access to historic uniforms to build up the library of historic uniforms that will be included in the game. That is something interesting because they haven't been doing a good job of that in the EA title. I mean, the college game. You really didn't have like historic uniforms. I don't even remember back in the PS2 days. I mean, they had historic teams. Like, remember they used to have like the 1940 Notre Dame, and they had the metal the leather helmets and stuff. But they never like had them where like the current team could wear those. You know what I'm saying?
Well, the main thing, a lot of the colleges had like 5, 6, 7. Like Oregon was the biggest violator of this. Had like 10 jersey combinations, so they had to scan those into the game. And then the other teams may have 1 or 2, and then you talk about teams that only debut specific jerseys at like special moments, like Army and Navy will have different types of helmets by the time they reach the Army Navy game. So,
right, yeah, exactly. And not only that, I mean, we had an issue with this with Georgia Southern back in the PS2 days. Like back then, they didn't just have that particular jersey, the blue and the navy blue and white. They had like different ones, and we can never get those. And even with this one, I wonder how they're going to change, because they have a gold with the gold retro eagle helmet. They have that. They have like 6 or 7 different ones. So I want to know how that's going to work. Especially the historic ones, because we have so many different type of helmets that are historic. As far as even though the numbers on the side is just a different way it was set up on there. Costume mascots. EA will need access to the mascot costumes to scan for their authenticity. This should occur during the stadium scanning trips. Yeah, that's easy. I can't remember. I don't know about NCAA 14, but I don't know if they had all the mascots that was in the game. I know back in the PS2 days, they had most of them, and you can actually play with them. I think you actually could play with them on a NCAA 13. You could, but I'm not sure about 14. I never tried it. Non-costume mascots and traditions. EA will need access to capture the reference of all non-costume mascots as well as other tradition that will be included in the game. Rambling Wreck, Ugga, Tommy Trojan, Bevo. Yeah, because the Bulldog from Georgia, Tommy Trojan from Florida State. No, that's from USC.
I was about to say.
Yeah, but you still have the one from Florida State though, the Indian from Florida State. You're gonna have I'm trying to think who else. The guy from Notre Dame, the leprechaun guy from Notre Dame. He's another one.
Mm-hmm.
Non-school band recordings. EA will be responsible for licensing the rights to band performances. I don't think they're going to get this. I'll be surprised if they get most of the band recordings. However, EA will look at schools to provide cleared recordings. See that, like I said, cleared recordings of those songs by their marching band that can be used in the game. So that may be a gray area because I think even back in the PS2 days they didn't have all the teams. I don't think they had most of them.
Here's the thing, if they're able to get most of the licenses for all this, even on top of that, they literally have 2 years to make this game. So this is the scenario that we've all been looking for as far as how this football game is supposed to be created. EA, you're on the clock.
Right. Yeah, I think at the end of the day, I think they have a lot of time to do this, especially with the game coming out in 2023. They should have enough time to get most of this stuff. If they can't get some of the mascots, if they can't get some of the the uniforms should be a given. They should be able to get all the uniforms at this point. Mm-hmm. If they can't get all the logos, if they can't get all the school band recordings, I can understand, especially with recordings, because nowadays you know how things are with music and stuff. There is a lot of trickery and restrictions with getting music, so I can see that can be a problem.
Yeah, because right now the main thing is with the roster is making sure.
We're gonna get into that.
Oh yeah, we are, and that's just the main thing that I would be concerned about. But I figure if they get most of this stuff within the 2 years they have to make this game, then we're good. But now I figure we're gonna get into the roster portion. So
right. Yeah, we're gonna get into that. Look at a couple of people's comments, see what they said. A lot of people say, okay, they got on Facebook. That's cool. Ravens Nation, good to see you back. He said EA's been on the clock for me ever since they announced Crackdown 3.
Wait a minute. EA didn't do Crackdown 3. Are you on crack?
No, I'm about to say, wasn't that a Microsoft game?
Yeah, that's a Microsoft Studios game.
Oh, okay, Ravens Nation. All right. I'm trying to say, Complimentary Support says, I agree. College football is horrible. You always have those standouts that play football. Play defense, but I'm not really sure as a collective. You really have to have a bunch of hungry guys to play football on defensively for the most part. You don't see it across the board.
Right.
But let's get into the rosters. I don't have any paperwork that says that, so I don't have it. I can't put it on the screen. But we do know that if you followed anybody on Twitter or you've seen SGO, they said that they're putting in mechanics that you cannot edit any players on this game. That is a really big deal. You're going to be playing with a bunch of generics. I really hate the fact that even if you cannot, you can't edit them. I hate the fact you can't change their names. So that's going to be really weird.
See, that's the only, I could deal with the generic roster as long as you're able to edit them, which technically was the case in the first place, but they put the likenesses too close.
Yeah, I was saying, EA was the ones that messed it up.
Right, they messed that up. But in this case, you have the generic rosters, just randomly, procedurally. Hopefully, they do it procedural generated characters. If they do it like that and follow certain rules that they program, then they should be straight. And then just give us the ability to edit them. But if we can't edit them, that's one nail in the coffin. Actually, 2, 3, 4, 5 nails in the coffin to this game. The other one is I was hearing DLC creeping into.
I'm not even getting that because that right there, you're almost getting to the point where if they do that on top of saying you can't edit, it's almost like a hypocritical move. Like, oh, we can do it, but you can't.
We'll add DLC in teams later with DLC that you could possibly purchase. I'm like, no.
Right, no, you can't edit this person, but we'll give you the DLC so you can have this person. Like, okay, all right, I see what you're doing now. But let's get into this. Like I said, you're not able to edit any of the players, and I want you guys to understand what actually happened.
Mm-hmm.
For people who don't know, EA already gave us the light or gave us the leeway to edit anything on the players. This goes way back to the PS2, probably PS1 days.
Mm-hmm.
And what happened was, instead of us doing it, they started doing it. And a lot of people don't know, but they started doing it to the point where it was way too similar. They did everything to the point where they just didn't put their names on the back of the jerseys. I mean, I remember in NCAA 06, 07, they had everything about 05, there was 06. They had everything about Vince Young except for his name. They had everything about Reggie Bush except for his name. I mean, they went down to where they grew up at. It was all the way there. Even with Tim Tebow, they had the facial looks, they had the body types, they had everything. They even had the equipment, the type of equipment they wear, up until everything except for their name on the back of the jerseys. They did this in the basketball games as well.
I can go further back. I can go further back to where one of my former high school teammates, they had his likeness, his hometown, and everything for maybe, I don't know if it was, I think it was Bill Walsh. It was titled with Bill Walsh's name in it at that time. It was like what, 99, 2000? No, it was college football 2000 or whatever it was at that time. Right. I'm like, even when you edited the name in there, you could hear it announced on the PA. Like I remember I did that with Peter Warwick, and you heard his name announced, and it was like, "Whoa, what's going on here?"
And I'm about to get into that, and that's what happened. They had everything down to the T, like say Tim Tebow or whatever. Everything down from Gainesville, had from his hometown. Everything about him: 6'3", 240. Everything, haircut, his facial features, he's a lefty. The way everything. The thing was, when you put his name in, they said his name on the PA. They said all these players' name, first and last name on the PA. Even the announcer, I think it was Brad Nessler or whatever, and Lee Corso and them. They said their name. Yeah. They said their names. It was way too of a coincidence. So here comes Ed O'Bannon. He comes in, hey, I'm going to look at this game and why this player looks exactly like me. And I guess when he found out, when he put his name in, it said his name completely. It already had all his information about where he's from, who he is, and I think I'm not certain. I can't remember what basketball game it is. I don't know if they actually put in the actual high school that he came from or whatever. I'm not sure, but they had all that in that. That's why Ed O'Bannon ended up suing and damn near ended up winning before they settled out of court. I think he ended up winning the case or something like that. But that's why they won, because they can just display it and say, hey, look, they actually put us in the game, and the game is programmed for us to be in the game. All you have to do is put my name in the edit title. And after that, it's like people was coming up and say, hey, I'm from this place. This is where I was born. This is my weight, and this was my height when I was in college. This is what I did when I was in college. You can look at the pictures of me in college in real life, and you turn around and look at this game, it's almost 1-to-1. And that's how EA got caught. If EA was just basically just kept everything generic and let us do the team builder side, we would have never been in a situation to begin with. So that's basically what it was. So,
and that's funny because that's how the other games, the independent studios that have done like either a similar pro football game or have done a college game where they just made everybody generic and gave you the tools to edit everything.
Right.
That's how they are able to carry on.
Right, and that's the way it's. Same thing with Backbreaker. Backbreaker did the same thing. They said, we're going to give you the tools. If you happen to put the Redskins or the Falcons or the Raiders on this game, that's not us. Because we don't give you the mechanic to put them in the game. We just give you the mechanic to edit how you want. You see what I'm saying? And that's basically what they did. And that's how it played out. So at the end of the day, I just feel that if EA did the same thing, that would have been the way it was. Let's see. Complimentary Sports said, if you can't edit, I'm done. I won't buy it. And I totally understand. That is a deal breaker.
Yeah.
It's almost a deal breaker for me. I mean, and y'all know how much I love college games. Like I'll put it like this. I'll have to look at the game and see what it is. And if the gameplay is decent, I'll either buy it at a very low price. There's no way I'll buy the thing at full price under those circumstances.
Here's the other thing you may want to add, because I don't think anyone has brought this up. Being able to import these collegiate players to the Madden game because everyone wants that to come back.
That too, and you know they're going to want that to come back. Now, can you do that if it's under this mechanic? I don't think you can. I don't think you'd be able to. You might be able to, because I mean, this kind of different. It's different. It's different from editing and having compatible save files. That's basically what that was.
Well, the thing is, the way this game is programmed will be basically the next gen version. So it's like it should be a 1-to-1 player transfer.
That's what I'm saying. Like all it has, that basically what it was is a save file. And if the save file can be read on both games, then exactly. That's what I'm saying. So I think they'll be able to do that over just editing players. I think it's totally different. Ray Senega, good to see you here. He said if the name and image is likely for players, we'll let you. Oh, if they get the name, image, and likeness, yeah, absolutely. So that's the thing. We're basically 2.5 years away for the game to come out. Hopefully they'll be able to get it. That's based on legislation. That's way beyond EA and our control. You just got to get with your legislators. Hopefully that'll be the case. I think right now California, Minnesota, and I think another state. I think 3 states already on board saying, "Hey, we're going to let our teams, do this." But I think it has to be more on nationwide, because I think obviously colleges are in every state, so it has to be a nationwide thing. So I think that'd be easy for them to get. It'd be easy for them to get it done. It's just, I mean, at the end of the day, it's just the politics behind it. Complimentary Sports says, I could play NCAA 14 for another couple of years. Let me tell you something. Not only I could play this game for the next couple of years, this gives an opening for the revamp people, the people who are doing this game on Sir, where are your clothes?
I see the flash across the background. I was like, oh boy, here we go.
Yeah, I moved the TV. You see that? Give me this. Give me this, because I don't want you to mess with that.
Yeah, you go probably have to.
No. He's good. He has on a diaper. He's fine.
Oh, okay,
I thought he didn't have on any clothes at all at first. I was like,
yeah,
I had to close my camera real quick.
No.
I thought I had to close my camera real quick, but
man. Okay.
He done ran out the room.
Yeah, don't give him any ideas.
I know, right? What I'm about to say. See, he threw me off. You see that? Oh yeah, the revamp. This gives an opening for revamp to continue to do what they do, and hopefully, they continue, because they've done a phenomenal job with modding the game. They've done a really good job. If you guys haven't checked it out, maybe once they're done with the Pac-12 and the Big 12. I mean, Pac-12 and the Big 10. I'm going to start playing on that side of NCAA. I won't be playing with the generic one as much. They've done a really good job with that game, so it's going to be interesting to see what else they're going to do. It's basically gave them more of a shelf life for them to continue to do it until the new game comes out. And the truth be told, if this game is not up to snuff like they're saying right now, as far as you can't edit and you can't do this, that, and the third, I would not, I would not be against investing time in that game, because it may be more of a prolonged situation to actually it might be a prolonged situation to actually play the game. Ray also says March 31st is the court date. A Supreme Court judge will rule no later than June 1st. Joe Biden has already sent a briefing letter yesterday urging the court to rule with the players. Yeah, and that's good. That's good, because you got to think about it. College sports is big business. There's a lot going on, and it doesn't stop, and it's not going to stop. And they're about to do spring practices. They're about to start with the the season's about to start. I mean, the season's going to be right around the corner. I mean, before you know it, it's going to be July, and those guys going to be ready to play again. So the sooner the better. I mean, you can't wait till like January of 2023 and say, oh yeah, we finally going to let everybody get paid. No, you can't do that. You got to do that right away. So you're going to have these colleges. They're going to have to allocate their expenses on how to pay these players, or where the money's going to come from. Is it going to be a different type of funneling? Is EA going to be breaking these players off? We just don't know. So all that can't be done if they find out on 2023. So they have to find this out like earlier. So yeah, that's a big deal. So DJ, I want to ask you, how long do you think it's going to take? Like, if they do get this, let's say June 31st, or not June 30th, but by June they will rule on this, and they rule in their favor. How quick you think they get the ball rolling where players that actually start getting paid? Because you got to think about it. It's not even about this game. If they get ruled on June, you think they'll start getting paid this season coming up or the season afterwards?
See, here's the thing, but everybody get paid the same.
Oh,
because that's
that's a
you
good
have
question.
star players, you have
Oh, you gotta
maybe
understand
the
that.
mid-level scholarship players, you have the walk-ons. I'm like, is there going to be a tiered structure of these payments?
Yeah, you
That's
gotta
going
think
to
of
be complicated. That's going to take some years to figure out, and unfortunately, there's going to be a players union that's going to form out of
it's probably
this.
going to form too. I agree. And you got to think about a small school like mine, Georgia Southern. I mean, these guys?
Right.
What do these guys get paid compared to the University of Georgia?
But you know what? Take the schools out of it, because if it's coming from the company, it should come out of the company's profits, not the. See, and now does the company want to lose their profits to pay these players, because that's where the money is ultimately coming
Now you got to
from.
think about it. EA Sports got to look at it and say, okay, which is a priority, Ohio State or the
Mhm.
Miami of Ohio?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Which one is a priority? Do we want? I mean, because Ohio State may come and say like, hey, we are the Ohio State. We're the biggest college in the state of Ohio. You're not going to give us the same amount of money that you give Cincinnati.
Yeah, because if you allow the money to get to the colleges are going to do whatever they want with it.
Yeah, that's true.
That's trickle down economics 101 right
Yeah,
there.
basically,
So
yeah, you're absolutely right. So it's kind of weird. I mean, it's not weird, but it's going to be interesting because now you got to look at all these other states that have colleges that are in their states. Look at Michigan State. You got the University of Michigan. You got Eastern Michigan. You got Central Michigan. You see what I'm saying? And even with Ohio, you got Ohio State, the Miami of Ohio. The Ohio was the Bobcats. The Ohio team. Bowling Green is it? I think Bowling Green. No, that's in Kentucky. I'm sorry. Toledo is in Ohio. You got a lot of. You got a lot of schools. My school, I mean my state, Georgia, we have 4. We got Georgia State, got Georgia Southern, Georgia Tech, and we got the University of Georgia. Florida got like 6 of them. Miami,
major
Florida State, Florida,
teams.
UFC, or not UFC, UCF, USF. I think they got another one. Florida International.
I thought FAU.
Yeah, FAU. That's another one. Florida Atlantic. That's another one. Cali, Villa in the Black. California got a lot of them. Texas got a lot of schools. Yeah. So it's like how that's going to be allocated. I'm going to tell you right now. State legislators don't want they don't want to touch this at all.
Yeah, the only way that this will work, and once they figure out how much they're going to pay the students, it's going to have to come from the company that's making the game. It can't go to the schools. Once it goes to the schools, right. Schools going to be like, what money?
Exactly. Exactly. Ray also says, do you think that they will still build certain stuff in the game to be ready to put in if they do get the license? Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to tell you right now, a lot of people
already have certain stadiums, honestly.
Yeah. But not only that, I'm just thinking like, I would not be surprised they've been working on this game probably ever since it came to next gen. Because at the NCAA 14, they just stopped making the game, and they just stopped. It was no reason to work on the game because there was no PS4 at the time. So I think they probably started working on the game maybe mid 2020. I'm guessing. I'm guessing. So they've been working on a lot of stuff. I'm pretty sure they got a lot of stuff on the back burner just waiting to go, just waiting. He said basically how restricted editing be. Hopefully the generic players, they have a game launch and could have a lock on it. Yeah, I was saying they probably have it there. And if this release, I don't think it's something they're gonna have to patch in. They may just have to put a patch in to unlock that side of the game. But now with that being said, you better be careful. If they do that, you got people that are very tech savvy and probably could break into the game and get that stuff. And if that stuff gets out before legislation passes, that's going to be a disaster. We'll probably never see another college game again if they do that. You see what I'm saying? Like, say if they did have to edit stuff behind a security lock within the game, and then you have some nerd to go behind the scenes and go into the assets of the game and unlock it before it's supposed to. We're never getting another college game after that. That's a done deal.
That's like what happened with Cyberpunk getting
exactly. You find out if these guys find out how to get through the assets and they can start editing teams before they're supposed to, then EA could be in trouble and we'll probably never see another game. But we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, because this is a trial run to get all these other college sports games out there, the college basketball, and I don't know if anybody's really looking into college baseball, but MVP baseball was the last one to do collegiate baseball. Or it's the only one to do collegiate baseball.
I will tell you this. If everything is on the up and up and everything is a go and everything is done correctly like we want it to go, I will say this. MLB The Show will be the reference if we see another college baseball game. If MLB The Show is highly successful on both platforms, I can see another college baseball game happening.
Oh, as of right now, you literally could have a college season go on the way the editing and stuff like that. But yeah, I would love to see an MLB The Show type for a college game.
Ray is absolutely right. That's why the game's not coming to PC. If college football, it's a wrap. If that game comes to PC, I promise you, within a month they'll have everything edited, modded. It'll look like a totally different game. They did it with Madden. It only took them 1 year to do Madden.
I'm waiting for NHL to get on PC. Once it's on PC, it's a wrap.
Oh yeah, absolutely. State of Franchise said I'll play a college game. Hey man. Y'all guys need to go check out State of Franchise Sports channel if y'all haven't already. I don't know what you guys are waiting on. I'm going to give him a shout out over here on Twitch, so he can
because he really just came off a series where he did. Well, I'm just saying this because there's a personal part in this that I play in it because I like the fact that he was able to put together an all African-American team and win the World Series with the Kansas City Royals, kind of like an indirect tribute to the team I used to play for when I was 13. The Columbia Angels was a mostly African-American team winning it all. So thank you. And guys got to check him out.
No, y'all got to check him out. I put it on the YouTube side as well. Y'all go check out his Twitch channel. He does some pretty good work over there. And that'd be great. Let's see what else. Complimentary said, people like us understand the quality of video games. My fear is that they build this game for a younger crowd.
That's where the DLC is probably going to come in.
Yeah, I think that's where the DLC comes in. And I'm not talking about like that type of DLC where you're going to get like old school players or whatever. You're probably going to get like, let's say for instance, probably get a Patrick Mahomes back in the game from his days back at Texas Tech. And the game would probably be rendered around doing some off the wall stuff, but I don't want to talk about that. That just.
No, I think but the thing was, it's like they would have to patch him in the way he was when he was in college.
Oh, they'll do it.
Doing any of that shit.
No, they will. I'm telling you, they will. I'm gonna tell you why. Because it's DLC. That's why. Exactly why. Ray said if NBA Live comes back, I see NCAA back. See, this is the thing. This is the thing about this. With the college license, if it's open, the only thing we have to do, and the only thing we have to do is just make the professional games successful. If the professional games are successful, we'll get the college games. Unfortunately, with the Madden franchise, I think it was a little bit backwards. I don't know about sales wise, but I know a cult following and the way people revered college football. A lot of people like the NCAA game over the Madden. I don't know about sales wise, but a lot of people like the NCAA game more. And as far as the basketball game and as far as the baseball game, all we have to do is support those professional sides of the game. If NBA Live comes back, hell, even if I'll put it like this. If the license is open to where you can get teams and stuff like EA is doing now, there's going to be a 2K college game. I believe there's going to be a 2K college game if the license is easy to obtain to get these teams or whatever. But the thing is, because 2K is already so successful and people be wanting the college game under 2K already because you see all the mods and stuff. Hell, even 2K do it themselves. They put the college teams in the game themselves. So that's almost a given. NBA Live may have more of a battle to climb because they need to get their basketball game right first. So, but yeah, if Live end up being successful, let's say if they are as successful as it was with Live 10 or whatever the case may be, yeah, I can see a college game easily. Let's see. Ray says All-American game needs to be in the game. Isn't the All-American game in
It was like the east west, or it wasn't north south. No, it was east west. The
Oh, it was East West. Yeah, it was East West. It wasn't a real one. It was the EA Sports
they
All
did.
American game.
Yeah, because you had there's like how many All-Star games that college participates in?
There's like it's like 4 or 5 of them in real life, but they had just one. It was the East and West or North and South.
And the other thing, sponsorships. Because remember, these bowl games, and also the playoff system. Now just to go back to the whole how we're going to pay the players.
They got to pay them too.
So that's going to be that's actually money that's going to the school. So players are not going to see that money.
Nokia Sugar Bowl, Tostitos Fiesta Bowl,
right?
Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. What's the other one? Who does the Orange Bowl? I can't remember who do the Orange Bowl, but you have all of those.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. You have all, and then like you said, the BCS playoff itself is its own brand now.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, and then I don't even think that's licensed under the NCAA. I think it's its own brand in general.
Yeah, it is. Because then you had like the BCS rankings and
right. That was another one.
It's funny because you have wait a minute, Associated Press. Oh, that's another thing they're gonna have.
AP poll, the AP poll. Yep, that's another one.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. So you got to think about a lot of that. EA is going to use a college football game to introduce a new engine. I don't think they'll do that.
Nope,
I don't think that. Madden's too big of a name. They'll put it on Madden first before they put it on the college game. I don't think they'll do that. I think they'll use it on Madden, and the same thing with the Infinity Engine. That's what they did. They put it on Madden first, then they double back and put it on the because I don't think they'll put a new engine on a game that is, even though it has a following and a lot of people want it in demand. Let's see if I can do this. My face look white. Goodness.
See, that's why I do the white balance. Like as far as like the camera and stuff like that, I'll check it off stream or whatever, do like white balancing, and then also it just has to do with the gamma.
Yeah, it's the gamma. That's what it is. Okay, that's much better. Jesus Christ, that's better. And it's like I don't like plastic rays, all right. But I don't think, like I said, I don't think that they will actually put I don't think they'll actually put that engine on there first, because even though that game is high in demand, people want it. I don't think will put it on something like that. And there's a brand new engine. Mm-hmm. And if the game is not that, I mean, if the engine is a little wonky still, then it'll feel like a waste, because more people are not going to buy. I still don't think people will buy NCAA over Madden. I think Madden's still going to be a bigger seller than NCAA. So you don't want to use that on that, get lower sales, and then get bad press, and then try to put it on Madden, because all of a sudden you're gonna have to flip and do everything over again. Tadal 52, how you doing, bro? Yeah, we're back over here on YouTube because demand for it was high. A lot of people wanted us back over here, and we're still on Twitch as well. Look like the numbers for both are doing really well. I really appreciate you guys, man. You know, people on Twitch just as well as they are over here on YouTube. You guys are the best. You guys are awesome. We really appreciate you guys.
I always feel like the more we're able to broadcast, like more platforms we're able to broadcast at the same time. Like, I wonder if we can do this also through Facebook too. Have like 3 going.
I'm already ahead of you. I'm already.
I kind of figured you were.
Yeah, I already looked into it. You can do it. You can do it already. But I just need to get some things locked down before I actually jump everything over there, because I don't know how their bit rate is. I don't know what their restrictions are. I just basically put up the page. So exactly. This is exactly. You see? That's one reason why I had to go back. This is one reason why we had to go back, because people cannot get on Twitch for some reason. It's ridiculous. A lot of people. And the funny thing about it, DJ, they can watch the VOD, but they can't watch it live. It's really weird.
That was one of the factors that made me upgrade to StreamYard. I'm like, on my stream last night, I actually mentioned the main reason why I upgraded to StreamYard, but that this was another one, making sure that everybody had access to a live feed instead of just, Twitch by itself. So it's a win-win for everyone.
He said yes. He said he could watch it on. He said he could watch the VOD, but the live stream was just terrible for some people. It's ridiculous. If you see that link right there, that's the my the Virtual Footballer Facebook page. You guys go over there and give it a like and follow over there. We're gonna be doing some things over there. I'm probably gonna be putting a podcast over there as well. and I'm gonna be doing more gaming stuff over there. So hopefully you guys will go over there. We're expanding, we're getting bigger, and we're actually trying to reach more of an audience. And the feedback over there on Facebook has been phenomenal. Already over 50 people already decided to follow and or like over there. It's really great. So you guys can go over there and check that out if you would like. And there's the link right there, facebook.com/virtualfootballer. Let's go ahead and get into this next thing. Let's have a debate, everybody. Oh, before we do that, DJ, you wanted to I think you had a quick topic you wanted to talk about, or you wanted to went over it, or you can just talk about it real quick because the next one's, it's no rush.
Okay, I was trying to figure out. I think I may have brought this up in the Twitter DMs. Let me just go back to it because I'm drawing a blank for 1 second.
Is it the Patrick Ewing situation?
Oh yeah, I did talk about it.
You talked about it. Okay, I can remember.
Yeah, I talked about it briefly, but that still is just to go back to it. It is exactly. It is a funny situation that you don't recognize this 7-foot guy who. Basically, like, I'm not saying he's the only one that built up Madison Square Garden. There were legendary players before him, but the most recent guy, I'm like, being the fact that the Knicks haven't been good in decades, and this guy was pretty much the last gasp of the New York Knicks before, maybe a Carmelo sprinkle here and there, and all of a sudden he's accosted by security. No one knows who he is. And it's just like, it is messed up. That's messed up that, a building that you played in all these years. But then again, right now, James Doolin is on some dumb shit right now. He's just basically just outlawing anybody who had anything with why the Knicks are as big of a franchise as they are. Now, I would say big, not successful right now, but as big in a very famous, well-known franchise, especially with that building. Madison Square Garden is like the most well-known stadium in the world.
I got a question.
Yeah.
Imagine you trying to get credentials on a guy while you're standing in front of a big poster of that same guy. In Madison Square.
His name is up in the rafters, like he said, and I'm like, yeah, you see a name. And
it's not even a name. I'm pretty sure somewhere in Madison Square there's a picture of him. It probably a real huge picture of him somewhere, and you're trying to check his. How many 7-foot tall, 260-pound guys walking around talking about you're not Patrick Ewing? Like, really?
Okay. With Patrick Ewing, he basically. All he has known as a home has been the Madison Square Garden. When the Georgetown Warriors were playing the Big East tournament, he played at Madison Square Garden for those. That's where they host the Big East tournament. That is his building, literally. James Doolin's on some fuck shit. He's been on some fuck shit for quite some time. And the pattern, he started small. He started on a fan. Because fan, said something that wasn't even harmful. And he was like, you know what? You're banned for life. I'm like, what? For that? Then what was it next? It wasn't Spike Lee next. It was Charles Oakley. The fact that he didn't even help out Charles Oakley when he was being accosted by security. Then it was Spike Lee. Spike Lee normally comes in a certain entrance on a certain street. All of a sudden they tell him, like, nah, you gotta go on the other side. Like, what?
Now, mind y'all, this was pre-COVID, so this has been a problem before then.
Right. So Spike Lee is used to coming in a certain way because it's not as busy. He's a celebrity. He's only been a lifelong fan. And all of a sudden you're telling him you gotta go around with everybody else? That's like you're saying, no, niggas go in the back. That's basically what Dolan told him. So Spike Lee is up and it's just like, so we're gonna have security across Patrick Ewing. I mean, it's like, what must Doolin do? What does he have to do to ultimately tear down, one, the Knicks organization, and two, overall Madison Square Garden? Like, what has to happen? But first of all, what has to happen to get his ass out of there? Like, they might have to do a Donald Sterling on him. They might have to catch him on tape saying something stupid.
That's the only way I could think of.
We need to do what they're doing with Daniel Snyder right now. That's what they need to do. They need to have like a year-long investigation, maybe fire the cheerleading squad and see what, because he's covering up the fact that maybe he fondled one of them.
There you go. Hey, there you go. You fire one of them, and then you turn around and
I'm sure he called somebody. And I'm sure he called somebody the N-word. So I'm sure somebody can just be like, "Yo, he was mad one day. He just spat out the N-word." I was like, "What? Why is he spitting the N-word for? Like, what's going on?"
Well, yeah,
I'm sure they need to get his. They need to find some way to get his ass out of there.
Yeah, like, eventually. I think eventually a part of that nature. It needs to be done because it gets really old.
And the funny thing is, I'm expressing anger and disappointment, and I'm not even a New York fan. Imagine how people in New York and Massachusetts, shoot, Charles Oakley almost fought and beat up the security guard that accosted him. If Patrick Ewing would have done that, man,
it's a shame. Like, you got all these icons that come through the New York Knicks, a storied franchise like that, being treated that way. Mm-hmm. You know, you would think that something like that would happen with like a unruly fan, or let's just say, for instance, if it was a Bulls fan, or just anybody that's not a diehard Knicks fan, you expect that, okay, that's just the art of competition. Okay, a fan gets mistreated for wearing a Brooklyn Nets jersey or something crazy like that. You expect something like that. But when you have your iconic players or iconic figures such as a Spike Lee, or now you have the situation with Patrick Ewing, Charles Oakley, when you start seeing stuff, I mean, what's next? They're gonna put Allen Houston up in the nosebleeds. It's like it's stuff like that. Yeah. It's like it's really weird.
Okay, so check this out. So, knowing that he also owns the Rangers, I bet you Wayne Gretzky doesn't run into this trouble. He only played for the Rangers for a few years. I bet you Mark Messier doesn't have this trouble going into this area. Everybody recognized Mark Messier all of a sudden. I'm sure for the a few years that Jaromir Jagr goes in that stadium.
Hey, wait a minute. Stay the franchise. Yeah, Allen Houston works, but what that's supposed to mean? yeah, he works, but what that's supposed to mean?
There were Negroes in the house on the plantation, so
but whatever. All of a sudden they start mistreating him. It doesn't mean nothing. But
I'm like, I'll tell you what. Look, the Dallas Cowboys, Jerry Jones, they have a plantation running in Dallas. James Doolan's running a plantation in Madison Square Garden. That's exactly what's going on, because all the white celebrities they'll be able to recognize, but all the black celebrities, all of a sudden they gotta go around back. They gotta go where the common folk go.
So let's go ahead and jump into this debate since we got everything on point. All right, gaming chair or couch gaming? Which one do y'all usually prefer? Everybody put in the comment section. How do y'all usually game? Obviously, you see me right here. I got a gaming chair. I usually play on the gaming chair. I do have a couch over here, but I mostly play on the couch if I just want to relax, and I play on my big screen TV up here. But normally when I'm playing, I normally play with the gaming chair. I'm more of a gaming chair type person. Villain in Black says both. State of Franchise says he has an ergonomic chair. I can't talk.
God,
aeronomic chair.
That's like watching somebody trip and fall in slow motion.
I know, right? And so what, DJ? You normally play in your and you usually on your gaming chair?
Well, I PC game on my chair. I play my PlayStation at the edge of my bed. Okay, so we'll classify that as couch. Yeah, we'll classify that as a couch. So I do both.
I know there was like some big debate about this, and it's like whatever, gaming chair, because you're gaming, you're supposed to be in a chair. I'm like, yo,
man, dude, these gatekeepers,
right? That's like what's up with that? It makes no sense. Like, I think at the end of the day, whatever makes it comfortable for you. Quaface said he does a gaming chair as well, and but to me, it just depends on what game it is. It more likely if it's like a story driven game, like saying like for instance, like say if you was playing like Horizon Zero Dawn or whatever. But if I'm playing Uncharted, or if I'm playing like Gears or something like that,
instead of rocking chair.
I know, I saw that too. I'm about to say something about that. Or if you was like say if I was playing Gears and I wasn't streaming, I'll probably be sitting on the couch. But like if I'm playing a racing game, or if I'm playing like a fighting game, in some fighting games, I'll put it like, now this is weird. If I'm playing Mortal Kombat, I'm sitting on the couch. If I'm playing Street Fighter, I'm sitting in the gaming chair. Because with Mortal Kombat, I don't like to play Mortal Kombat with the arcade stick. I usually play with the controller with Mortal Kombat because Mortal Kombat is usually like a D-pad button up, down, left, right to do their moves. But with Street Fighter or whatever, it's more like a circular motion to do some of their moves. And I use an arcade stick for that. So if I'm using an arcade stick, I usually sit in a gaming chair. But if I'm playing Mortal Kombat, I usually use a controller. So it's really that's how I do. Tadao says he don't have a gaming chair. I'm on the couch. I like to be very comfortable, and that's how a lot of people are as well. So
you have some people that stand up while they play.
Yeah.
But we already seen one guy who does it for Madden streams, and he had his 15 minutes of fame. Now you don't hear about the guy anymore.
But yeah, people do stand up while they play. Some people don't even sit in a chair or a couch at all. Some people just sit on the floor, Indian style. I've seen some people play.
I used to do that when I was little.
Yeah, I think we all did with the floor model TV. Yeah, I think we all did that.
No, I don't think I did that with the floor. I know at first I did with the floor model, but then when I had the TV up one, I would sit because it gave me the whole movie theater look up at the screen type.
I'm gonna tell you a story, and I know my mom. She watches this. She watches every now and then. She's probably gonna get mad at me when I say this. Oh, well, no, she's probably not gonna be mad. She's probably gonna laugh. No, she's probably gonna get mad for what I did at the end of this.
Preliminary is gonna have to clarify this rocking chair because I was just thinking about a rocking chair and how like it would go with certain aspects. Like if you just real quick, if you get to the point in the game where like you're sitting back, it goes with you. And then there are times where you're like, oh, wait a minute, what's going on? And then it goes with you. So it's like it doesn't give. It gives away to how you position. So it's kind of like a flexible thing.
I'll play a game in a rocking chair if I'm playing something like Miss Pac-Man or something. Something where it doesn't have to do too much of like reflect like a lot of movement where it comes with the controller. Like if I'm playing like a one joystick type game or something like something that doesn't do too much two-hand type thing, I'll probably play with in a rocking chair. But I used to have a floor model, right? Mm-hmm. And I used to play on the floor model to death. And I think I don't believe this, but I was told that I broke it for like having the TV on for too long, which I don't understand because it was an old tube. It was an old tube TV. I don't understand tube TVs can last forever, but it is a tube, so it does happen. Mm-hmm. So, for punishment, my mom got another TV, and she ended up taking that TV in her room, and I had this small little black and white TV up on top of the floor model, and she was like, you better not play any games on here or whatever the case may be. Well, I took my Super Nintendo, hooked it up to the old black and white TV, and I was playing. I got in trouble for something else on top of breaking this big TV, and I got caught because she came in the house through the other way from work one day, and I didn't from the other door, and I didn't know because I could see when she comes in through the front or whatever. Mm-hmm. But she came through the back, and I didn't see. Man, I ain't gonna lie, man, I got whooping for that for playing that game. Yeah, I know she was so pissed because I kind of let her down. She's like, I told you not to do it. So I got a beating for that, and she ended up taking that TV away. So I didn't have a way to play the games until the end of that semester. Yeah, I actually had to get my grades back up. I had to be in 4th grade, 5th grade. I was playing Street Fighter 2 Turbo. I remember that. I do remember that game.
All I know is that back in the day, parents were haters of us playing video games. Like my father used to be like, "Why are you playing the game all the damn time?" So he wouldn't say "damn." I'm just saying. And I would always come back, but like that's because my hand-eye coordination is getting better. That's why I keep playing the game.
My mom is a natural gamer. My mom been playing. She used to play games on the Coleco. She used to play games on Atari 2600. She played with the Intellivision. She had Atari 2600. I mean, I don't know. I think it's just a family thing. My mom, she's still a gamer to this day, where she still plays N64. She loves playing Ocarina of Time on Zelda, Ocarina of Time. She still plays that game. So I never got in trouble for like playing games. She actually encouraged it, but it was like that one time and a couple other times when I disobeyed her and I was not able to actually I wasn't supposed to playing the games or whatever, and I got in trouble for the floor model situation.
All right, let me get on. Okay, go ahead. You're late. I said 8:30.
No. He's normal. He's always been late when we were on
YouTube. No, because I told him 8. If you're gonna be here at least by 8:30.
It's 9 o'clock.
Right. This man is all types of late.
Complimentary Sports says, try it. A rocket chair is amazing. Today I said I know some people like that standing up is weird. The only time when I play a game standing up, I'm at an arcade. That's the only time I'll play. And I did have this little setup. This when I had it upstairs, and I have like this real big old school CRT box TV. I still have that upstairs. I had my, I don't know if y'all can see it. It's right here. I have my arcade stick, and I played it on a Sunday retro stream one time, and I had that hooked up to it, and I had it set up to where it was set up like a real arcade, and I played standing up, but that's the only time I play standing up when like it has to be like a real arcade setting. State of Franchise said he used to sit in a beanbag. Man, you were lucky, man. My mom wouldn't let me get a beanbag. It fucking sucks, man.
Beanbags held you in place, so it compensated for the fact that if you shifted around or if you like, I remember sitting in like even in this chair. If there are moments in the game where I'm required, like something's coming at me, I literally start drifting back. And then the chair starts moving back too. And then all of a sudden when I look, I'm like, wait a minute, I need to scoot up again. What the hell is going on?
Right. Tadal said playing standing up looks like you don't want to go to the bathroom yet. Yeah, that is true. That is true. Because you be moving around and stuff. Really weird. Noble said they changed the schedule. I guess
he did tell me that last night, but still, you got there
real
about
quick,
8:30 last time.
One. Best arcade game of all time.
Oh God, how are we gonna know this? Like when we went to the arcades, it was only like certain games we played. So
I'm a junkie, so I played a lot.
Man, I can't even.
Let me see if I go. I'll see if I can find it. This right here. I ain't gonna say this is the best arcade game of all time, but this is easily the best co-op game. And if you don't believe me, I mean, if you can fight me and you want to debate this, this is the best co-op arcade game of all time right now, right here. This X-Men with the six controllers with the 6 joysticks. If you can get all 6 people playing, this is like one of the best experience you can ever have. Nobody, you can't debate me on this one. It's not even close.
So Double Dragon didn't. No.
Yeah, Double Dragon, but it's 2 players though. It's not the best core because it's only
just
2.
So more players is better.
Absolutely. Anybody tell him if y'all played this with all 6 characters
on this game.
I did too. I beat it the other day on the thing.
Yeah, I beat it in the arcades.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I did too. I talked about it on
by myself.
Nah, I don't believe it. How many quarters you used?
A lot.
Okay. At least you're being honest. But no, we played this with 6 players. It's one of the best feelings. This, let me get this off the screen. I don't need to show that anymore.
See, with Double Dragon, I just like that was close to, it was grounded, like as far as a game. So I like that better than Avengers. Avengers, of course, you could do all these things. So
Street Fighter is probably the best of all time, honestly. But I just like I'll say the X-Men was probably the best co-op. You did say Double Dragon, that's another one. NBA Jam is not necessarily co-op, but that's a good one.
And we're just gonna skip over Contra.
Contra Arcade wasn't all that good though, man.
What?
I mean, it was good, but
people in the arcades.
No, I'm not saying no. I don't want you to. I don't want you to say. I don't want you to think I'm saying it's a bad game. But what happened was when Contra made it to the NES, people forgot about the arcade version at that point. When it made it to Nintendo, nobody gave a damn about Contra in the arcade because the Nintendo version, in most people's opinion, was a superior version.
No, that's a lie.
I'm just telling you
that's a goddamn lie.
I'm telling you right now. Go to your PS4 right now and download or buy the Contra collection.
It's not even downloading that. Just by sheer experience alone debunks that. At least my experience. In my experience, people didn't. No, they looked at the Nintendo version and was like, "What? What is this?" Even though they played it, they liked it. It was not. That's not saying neither version is a bad game. But
no, I'm not saying it either. I'm just saying when the Nintendo version came out, people forgot about the arcade version.
Yeah, because it was more accessible, not because it was better.
No, I don't think it was. I don't think
who didn't want to play at home at that point.
I ain't gonna say it wasn't better, but
I would say that
I will say this: it was more user friendly.
Well, because it was more accessible. it's a game you can play at home now, not have to go out in the arcade. And we were getting it to that point where people wanted to play at home versus in arcades.
Well, does it accessible mean user friendly? I mean, those are two different things in my opinion.
Because yes, I put it like this. Does. Because if you have to, if one, you're not spending money in quarters all the time. Two, it's in your house. You don't have to deal with other people waiting to play the game. You can just put it in the console,
I get
press
what you're
power,
saying.
and play.
I get what you're saying from that standpoint. But when I say user friendly, I feel like a game that is challenging but not brutally hard. Like with the Contra on arcade, I mean that game was pretty difficult. And even though like the other aspect you were saying, like you have to use quarters, it was a it takes your money because it's built that way. I can see where you're saying it's more accessible because when you're at home, you don't have to pay any money. You already bought the game. But I feel like even if the game is accessible, you can still have that situation to where it's not user friendly. It could be like a Battletoads situation. Yeah, that game is accessible, but Battletoads is not user friendly. That game is difficult as shit. That's where I was looking at it from.
Right. So this really isn't a debate. This is just two separate arguments here.
It's just splitting hairs, basically.
Right. Yeah. Because if you want to talk about difficulty, tell you the truth, the Japanese version of Contra was more difficult than the American version. If we were going to go there.
Yeah, that is true. It was so difficult they had to change it on what it was.
Contra 3? Japanese people are laughing at us. Oh, we gave them the easier version. Actually, no, it wasn't the other way around. Certain games, it was the other way around.
No, what it was more difficult in Japanese, and they gave us Contra the easier version. And then they laughed in our face again because when I think it was either Super C or it was Contra 3, they got it to the point where you can take more than one hit to die in one of the games. I can't remember which one it was.
Well, it definitely wasn't the American version.
It was one of them it was one of them. It could have been the Probotector.
Imagine these. We got a little bit of it when people started playing Contra again, just to see what it was like. You already know gamers today would complain about the fact that one hit death.
Oh no, that ain't happening today.
They're used to like taking like 20 million shots before they go down. People complained about that shit in Battlefield. It was like, especially Call of Duty. Oh, people dying too fast. I'm like, whoa, we grew up in an era where one hit, you were dead.
Yeah, one hit kills is just not happening. No, that ain't happening at all. It ain't happening at all. Noble say arcades back in the day were the original loot boxes. Yep. It was. He's not lying. He's not lying. Let's go back to Killer Instinct. Killer Instinct, when that game came out in the arcade, I never seen nothing like that graphically. That game was beautiful. And it still looks good to this day. You go to Xbox right now and play Killer Instinct 1, that game looks phenomenal now. It's crazy.
I can go back and say that there were long lines people waiting to play that game in the arcade. That's up there as far.
That game came out, people just forgot about Mortal Kombat. They forgot about Street Fighter. They forgot about it when that game came out. People wanted to learn how to use the combos. They want to know why a game looks that good. It was on another level when it first came out. Arcade was always better. Being in arcades was better too. It's very hard to find an arcade nowadays. He said the basketball shooting game is always fun. Hey, you can never go wrong with that. You go to Chuck E. Cheese, you go to what is that place? Dave and Buster's. You go to any of those places. You gotta play the basketball shooting game. And it's always great. Time Crisis, the light gun shooters, always a great time to play those in the arcade. That's one reason why I still have my big box TV upstairs. I'm going to try to bring that down here so I can actually live stream some light gun games because I love playing those games.
Had a Die Hard version of that format.
Yep, Die Hard. Yep, exactly. Samurai Showdown. I mean, all the Neo Geo games. Oh my god! One thing about that. You can actually bring those games home in their actual arcade form. So that was a good thing that they did.
Good luck paying for the console at the time.
The console and the game now. The consoles and the games right now. I mean, even back then, it was expensive. I'm going to put that on the screen so y'all can see that.
What was like $1,000 for the console when it originally came out?
Yeah, it was something like that. I think it was like a $700 console and the games were like the cartridges was $200 a piece. It was ridiculous. Metal Slug, Final Fight, Virtual Fighter was my favorite. Virtual Fighter needs to come up with another game. They need to come up with another. We need another Virtual Fighter like ASAP.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, I mean, I'm tired of seeing. Don't get me wrong. I like these games. I'm tired of seeing the Tekkens. I'm tired of seeing the Dead or Alives. Virtual Fighter needs to come back like really, really fast. And yes, the Neo Geo games were amazing. They still are. You can get those games now on the PlayStation Store for pretty cheap.
You know what's funny? The other day we were talking about people having certain consoles. Like very few people had this console, but the TurboGrafx 16. I remember my sister's mother. I have my younger sister is my half sister, but anyway, had the TurboGrafx 16. She gave that to me eventually, and yeah, that was actually a good console to play.
TurboGrafx was it was the obscure console of the 16-bit era, but they have some phenomenal games on there. And I actually I will say this. If you're interested in the TurboGrafx, go get it TurboGrafx Mini and try some of the games on it. Now, this is for people who are old school and a little retro. If you're down with the Super Nintendo, you'll be right at home. But I highly recommend it because a lot of people missed out on some really good games. But I only recommend it if you grew up around that era. Don't get it now because you're gonna think that you're getting, some Nintendo Switch type stuff. They're old school, but they're actually high quality games, very high quality. Say the franchise said we're complaining about $70 game and $500 consoles. Okay, right, exactly.
Say in front of don't do that. Don't do that. don't do that. Like those games back in the day were actually complete games.
Look at this on eBay right now. Look at that.
Yeah,
$620 for a Neo Geo right now. Good luck with that. Let me see if I can go to some of these games and see how much some of these games, the cartridges. $89 for King of Fighters 98. That's only on the bid right now for 20.
But here's the thing: those games back then were a little bit more complete, and there was no financial rule. There was no like, okay, all games must cost a certain amount. There was no regulation as far as
look at this. Last Blade 2, $600. Sonic Wings 2. These are cartridge games now. $678. Metal Slug 3. Then we just talk. Look. I'm gonna tell you. Metal Slug 3 is free right now. It's free right now on Amazon Prime, and it's free. I ain't gonna say free, but it's on Game Pass right now. You can get Metal Slug 3 right now on Game Pass on Xbox. Look how much the actual cartridge is. $749. Look at Metal Slug 1. $499. It's ridiculous. But I mean, these are Cadillac gamers right here. These are the real gold chain gamers, the ones who buy this type of shit.
Wait a minute, I see something. Unfortunately, Live 97 didn't.
Yeah, Live 97 didn't make the cut. Live 97 is $5.89, $5.89. So if you want Live 97, there you go, $5.
And a nice soundtrack though.
Yeah, it does. Oh, this is the European version too. That's even worse. All right.
Wow.
But yeah, I mean, those games back then are like very expensive. The game I'm looking for now. And I don't want y'all to kill me for this. I know Crystal's probably watching, but I'm gonna put this back on the screen. This is not that expensive, but this is the game that I want right now. This is the game I want right now. I want to get this for my Sega Saturn. I want Mortal Kombat 2 for the Saturn. It's $85 right now. That fucking sucks. I really want this game. It's complete in box and everything. Look at that. I already got like 6 versions of Mortal Kombat 2, but I want that one though. Oh, fun fact. Did y'all know Mortal Kombat 2 only came out in Japan on the PlayStation 1?
Why you say Japan like that?
Japan?
That sounds like
kind of racist, right?
Yeah, you started out as a racial slur, but try to caught yourself.
Shut up.
That's like World War II veterans would call people.
But Pooh, you didn't miss much of nothing since you've been gone. Conglomerate Sports, we were right there with you. Let me see if I can pull this up since we still have a little bit more time. I think there's already actually.
Oh, you know what? Actually, you got an out here. Street Fighter 2 used to pronounce it Japan.
They did. They sure did.
Yeah. Racist
I'm
ass
not
game.
I'm not 100% sure, but they have Virtual Fighter is actually in development right now.
Virtua Fighter 6?
Yeah, it's in development right now.
They
So
better have that Shaolin monk in there.
Let me see if I can pull this up.
That was the fighter I used.
I think they either called it Virtua Fighter 6 or it's like a Virtua Fighter reboot. But I'm gonna pull this up since we got some time so we can see this.
Well, if they don't have that Shaolin monk in it, then I'm not playing it.
You're out. You don't want
right, because he had a stance that was an automatic parry.
Right. It says right here, Sega's reviving Virtua Fighter for a new mystery project. Virtua Fighter X eSport project is still unclear. So
eSport?
But see the thing, I don't have a problem with a fighting game being esports. That's probably like the only game I don't have a problem with. That's
why I started to back up. I was like, you know what?
Esports. Yeah, I don't necessarily have a problem with fighting game being esports. Mm-hmm. Let's look at this trailer real quick. I want to see what they talk about. Can y'all hear that? Yes, no? Can you hear that? Okay, hold on. I might have to hit the share screen thing. Hold on.
I remember seeing this video though.
Let me put it back up and see if I can hit the share screen.
Because
share audio. There we go.
But the thing is, you're pretty much going to be reading the subtitles because
browser cannot access. Oh, did it do that? Because let me see. Probably because I shared the audio. That's probably why. Yeah, because I'm sharing the audio, so you can't show it. All right, so what I'll do is I'll just keep the audio off. Things being a butt. Look at that. All right. Let me see if there's anything significant here that we'll see.
That'd be funny.
But it would be nice to see. It would be nice to see another Virtua Fighter, though.
Yeah, we'll just watch the video. I don't think the subtitles are in English. Obviously, you see the Japanese characters.
Yeah, it's all in Japanese writing. All right, they're not. So it's basically gonna be an esports game. Hopefully, I tell you one thing: it better be a new game that they're doing esports on. It better not be like Virtua Fighter, 1 esports or something, or a remake or something. Mm. But they're not talking about nothing. They're not showing anything. But it would be nice to see another Virtua Fighter because it's been long overdue. When was Virtua Fighter 5 came out? 2009?
Oh God, no, Virtua Fighter 5. Because I remember playing that game when I was in the Air Force. So. Wow, because I remember me and this one cat used to play. Like he would have the ninja, I would have the Shaolin. I'm like, you talk about battles. Yeah, it was. I wish we had recorded all these fights because they would just knock down, drag out. Like we learned each other's tactics, and it was like a chess match because it's like,
oh wow, you're right,
very well.
Jeez, it's been that long.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
It came out in 2006.
Wait a minute, hold on. Which version was that? Because we were playing it.
Well, no, the PS3 version came out in 2007. The arcade version came out in 2006.
Wait a minute, no, there was a Virtua Fighter 5?
Yeah,
we were playing Virtua Fighter 5 in.
Yeah,
I left the Air Force in 2004.
You must have been playing Virtua Fighter 4 then. Yeah, because it came out. It came out on PS3 and 2. Huh?
Pull up Virtua Fighter 4 because I thought I was playing 5.
Yeah, because 5 came out in 2007. Virtua Fighter 4 came out in 2002. Evolution came out in 2003.
I felt like I was playing 5.
Yeah, but that's still
have to look at that because
that's still a long time though. I mean, damn, you're talking about almost 15 years. And you had all these other fighting games come out, but that's just Sega for you. Sega's just been sitting on a lot of this stuff for no reason. Like for no reason, it makes no sense. But anything else you want to talk about? I mean, we'd have covered a whole bunch of other stuff. I mean, I don't have anything. But if anybody got any questions about anything, y'all can put it into the comments. We'll talk about it.
Oh yeah, because definitely since we're back on YouTube as well, and I can also make note when I come back for season 3 of my show, I can advertise that we're live on both Twitch and YouTube for First and Framerates. But yeah, if anybody got any questions, just lob them up. And
yeah, if not, I mean, I just come up with something real quick because I want to stay on. I want to stay on for at least another 15-20 minutes at the least.
Here's a question: anybody feel sorry for Duke?
No,
Okay.
absolutely not.
I know it's sad the way they have to exit out the ACC tournament, but
I'm not
you
sad
win
because
some,
of
you
how they
lose
have
some.
to. Yeah, I'm not sad the way they have to exit. I'm sad because I'm not sad. I mean, I'm not happy because of that. But I'm happy that I don't have to see them. I'm tired of seeing them. It's just, to me, it just goes back to,
I have a feeling they're gonna put them in the tournament anyway. I have a feeling because that's a whole lot of money that
that's a
the
good topic.
NCAA.
We didn't say, yeah, it is
Because
going to cost. It's going to cost. I agree with that.
if they're in the tourney, then that's going to be money. That's just money that they didn't want to lose. They were like, nope, Duke can't be out of it, no matter if they went 0-13 or whatever. I'm like,
going to bed.
I gotta see if I was playing Virtua Fighter 4 this whole entire time.
You want to go back with mommy?
Oh, you know what? Okay. Yeah, I was playing Virtua Fighter 4 the whole entire time. I did play Virtua Fighter 5, but we were playing Virtua Fighter 4 against each other. Okay. Because I had to see one of the stages that was played, and now I see it. And now I see the cover. Yeah, okay. I'm straight.
Yeah, Virtua Fighter 4. Yeah, that's a pretty good. I mean, the Virtua Fighter series has been great all around. I mean, even on the Dreamcast, nobody talks about Virtua Fighter 3. That's another good one. Matter of fact, I might need to.
Here's a question.
No, I seen them. I was about to get to all of those. There's some really good comments right here. But even Virtua Fighter 3 on the Dreamcast, I thought that was a really good game. Highly underrated. Nobody never talk about the Dreamcast version of Virtua Fighter 3. And when it comes to just Dreamcast games in general, that's one of the games nobody talk about. There used to be, it was supposed to be a Saturn game, but that's another story for another day. Young Noble says, Chiefs getting rid of their whole offensive line since Mahomes got murdered in the Super Bowl. Hey, but what did I say? When you have cap problems, and the cap space, I mean, the cap number went lower, you're going to have casualties. You're paying this quarterback all this money, and now you're going to hope and pray you find some talent for a low price, because that's the problem. State of franchise says right here. Facts. VF Ball have been talking about paying quarterbacks. Exactly. Don't get me wrong. It's the way of the business. It's the way of the market. That's how it is. But at some point, even when the cap space is normal, these are casualties of what happens. This happened with, like I said, with the Seahawks earlier, few years ago. They couldn't keep Legion of Boom together when you paid what's his name that much money, Wilson that much money. You know what I mean? You just can't do it. I mean, it has to come a time where it's just like economics. It's the ebb and flow of everything. You can't just continue to go up and up and up and up on something. Something's going to come down because there's checks and balances of all this stuff. You can't just continue to pay a quarterback so high and everybody else just stay in the middle. It's going to be a balance where you can't pay for everybody with that type of talent. Complimentary said, he said true. VF called it. I mean, trust me, it's going to happen to a couple other teams as well. And it's already happened, but you're going to see more and more of it.
Right.
Complimentary sports. Oh, go ahead. You good?
Oh, no. I was about to go into the next one.
Complimentary sports said, do you think Duke coach is overrated? No, I think he's a pretty good coach.
Yeah, he's a good coach.
The thing about Duke, Mike, I can't say his name. The thing about Duke's coach, he recruits people or players that are naturally or naturally intelligent, and he turns them into being really good college players. You don't really hear about Duke picking up like top talent. I think they started doing that like maybe the past 5, maybe 10 years, but he's been there for a long time. And you look at all the players that he brought in under Duke. I mean, these weren't guys that was like cream of the crop, top pick guys. And maybe they were based on the standards of the level of the recruiting status. But you look at these guys and you can tell like, okay, these are not super athletically gifted guys. They played basic basketball and he taught them how to play it, and they were actually successful at it. You look at, I think the most talented person he probably had was maybe Kyrie Irving, Jay Williams, Grant Hill. Christian Laettner wasn't that guy. Elton Brand wasn't that guy. You know what I'm saying? Trajan Langdon. No. Who else he had? Nolan. Yeah, I named Jay. I named Jay Williams, one of the actual talented guys. But when you look at other players, let me see something real quick. Hold on. I gotta do something real quick.
Yeah, I see who you. I see what you're about to
I
do.
gotta do
Yeah.
something real quick. See you later, bro. And when you really look at I'm trying to think who else was Luol Deng. Who else was there? Carlos Boozer. You look at all these players, they weren't these type of players that was just like say for North Carolina, you see what North Carolina bought. Vince Carter, Antoine Jameson, these guys had like raw talent. Compared to that, Duke played like really basic basketball and was successful. And that just goes back to coaching. So I don't think he was overrated. I don't think he's overrated. I think he's actually a really good coach. Young Noble, Cowboys paid that crazy money. Give it about 2 or 3 years.
Well, we already broke it down that they're going
to. Yeah, last year we talked. Last episode. Yeah. Give it about 2 or 3 years. You're going to see some players who cannot stay around because the cap is too high. I mean, the money is too high. I mean, they did try their best to make it cap friendly because I think he's not going to be able to. He's not going to go against the cap until like the third year because I think DJ, you said the third year is like 44 million or something like that.
It pops up it's like 22, and then I think it's 22, 33 or 44. It jumps up to 44 at a certain point. So yeah, you don't.
Right. So it's like, I mean, with that being said, you have a situation where a lot of players are going to be starting to jump ship. I mean, once they want to get paid. I mean, that's just how it's going to be. And I think at some point the NFL themselves are going to. I mean, they tried it already with the rookie contracts because remember the rookies were getting paid a lot of money. I think that they're trying to do it now, but it's going to come a time where it's like, look, I'm sorry, who's the next quarterback coming up? Sorry, Justin Fields. After your rookie contract, we can't give you that big deal that Dak Prescott got, or we can't give you this big deal that Pat Mahomes got. We just don't have the money allocated to do so.
And as of right now, they did set the salary cap. I know, right? To 180 something million. So right as of right now, I think we talked about this a little bit on the last episode, but the Rams are leading at being 32 million over the cap. Saints 29 million over the cap. Bears 22 million over the cap. Eagles not as bad, but 16 million over the cap. I'm like, and your Falcons 15 over the cap. There's some others, but they're not as bad.
Yeah, see, the Falcons just pretty much depleted their entire secondary. They got rid of they're getting rid of DeMonte Casey. They're getting rid of Keanu Neal, and they just got rid of another defensive back not too long ago, last week. I can't remember his name. Ricardo Allen. They just got rid of 3. That's both of your starting safeties and the backup safety. So we have no safeties on the team right now at all. So they got rid of all 3 of those guys. So now we're looking at a situation where we may have to trade back and start getting some defensive backs instead of just going for a quarterback at number 4. So that's very telling of what's going on right there. So we'll see how that plays out. But I just think at the end of the day, man, you just have to figure out how to manage your money because now, paying the quarterback is great, but if you just can't find that talent or you have that talent, you're not gonna have enough money to allocate to move around, So it's gonna be like right now, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they're able to sign people right now, but look at Tom Brady. Tom Brady's getting paid under $20 million a year to play quarterback over there. He's always went for the low discount. But trust me, 15 to 18 million a year is nothing compared to what Pat Mahomes is getting. Pat Mahomes is getting 45 million a year now. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you wonder why the top 2 tackles are gone. You saw that throw that he made in the Super Bowl when he was pretty much horizontal to the ground. You're going to see a lot more of that in the season. So it's crazy. So I don't know. I do have a question, man. I don't know if Villain in Black is still here. Maybe he is. Doug Thomas. I think, yeah, that's Doug Thomas. Do y'all think I'm becoming a Raiders fan low-key? Because I've been playing with the Raiders a lot, and I'm starting to take a liking to that team.
I'm like, you're not sporting any gear, so yeah.
No, because Doug Thomas, I think it was Antonio Wilson. He's not here tonight. He's usually here, but he asked me like, "Do you think you're becoming a Raiders fan?" And I was like, "No, not really." But I thought about it. I know a lot about that team Oh, there's Antonio. I know a lot about that team more than I should. I know a lot about the team, probably about as much as I know about my Falcons. And like I've been playing, I play with them on Madden 08. I play with them on Madden 21. I've been playing with them on NFL Blitz. It's like I wonder, man. It's like I just subconsciously I'm maybe becoming one. I don't know. It's crazy. I don't know. I just wanted to bring that up. But I don't know.
I think a lot of times when you play a football game or a baseball game or whatever, basketball, whatever team you want to use in a franchise, you become invested in that team.
Right.
So you start to do a little digging of your own. You start, right now, certain games don't have stories that you can create from the players and what they do. Like I heard you describe one of the players, like, okay, I think this kid's going to make it because he's showing something right now that, could potentially work out versus players like, you know what? I need to get rid of that guy.
Right. I don't know. I was thinking about it after I did the stream earlier today when I was doing the NFL Blitz 2003. I was like, I don't know, man, because I'm starting to take a liking to the team a lot, and I never didn't really care for the Raiders. I think the thing was I got tired of playing with the Falcons, and every time I played a football game, I wanted to play with a different team, and I picked the Raiders. And right now, I don't know if it's weird, but I cannot stop playing with that team when I play a game now. And I just can't. Like, even when I played like NFL Blitz, I picked the Raiders. It's like, I don't know, maybe it might be my second adopted team or something. I don't know.
I'm like, I don't think people already know. As far as the NFL is concerned, the Tennessee Titans are my second team.
Okay.
So that if you guys didn't know that, you know now.
Right. Okay.
But you won't. But I think the only jersey I picked up from that team was Javon Curse. That tells you how long ago that.
Wow, Javon Curse.
So this is not a recent thing. This is not like King Henry. Oh, jump on the bandwagon. Nah, right. I was my second team. Javon Curse.
Right. And for me, I never had a second team. Well, I started out when I first started watching football, I was a 49ers fan because that's all I knew at the time. I honestly, at the time, I didn't even know Atlanta had a team in Georgia. So once I noticed that, I started following the Falcons. I've been following the Falcons ever since. But I don't have any type of bandwagon, type of notion when it comes to the Raiders. I just picked the team to play with, and I've just been doing it ever since. But I've been watching, looking back at the history, the Marcus Allens, the Rich Gannons. I've been looking at all that stuff, going back and looking at the history. It's a pretty storied franchise, a lot more than I thought. Young Noble says, I like playing with Dallas to beat up Washington just for you, DJ.
Yeah, the only way a Bears fan could beat up on Washington is by picking Dallas. Figures.
So, real quick before we go, do anybody honestly in the chat, do y'all have a secondary team? Like, I know like Villain and Black, he says like playing with different teams and his favorite team, but do anybody like have like a secondary team that they will root for?
Noble already exposed himself. He
said Dallas.
He's a secret Cowboys fan. He likes being on the plantation just like Dak.
Oh, you so stupid. But no, like I don't necessarily have a secondary team, but if I had to pick one, I guess I would say that it's the Raiders, the Falcons and the Raiders. So as far as basketball, the Bulls is my team, and I like the Orlando Magic. I think that was mostly because Tracy McGrady was over there. So
I know in the NBA, obviously my first team is Washington Wizards, but my second team is the Chicago Bulls. Surprise!
Right. So that makes sense. Yeah, I got you. Complimentary, you said Buccaneers. Who's your initial team? It's interesting. Who's your initial team? You said the Buccaneers. So I would like to know who's your first team. I think baseball, Braves, obviously. And I used to like the Oakland A's. I was a big fan of skinny Jose Canseco and skinny Mark McGuire. And I remember Ricky Henderson used to be over there. I used to love that team. I used to play RBI Baseball 4. I used to love playing with that team. And, rest in peace to my uncle. He's the one that got me on it because he's a huge Sega Genesis fan. I think we talked about this when it was playing that Joe Montana game on the Sunday Retro Stream. He used to have that Joe Montana Sports Talk Football, and he also used to play RBI Baseball 4. And even though he knew I was a Braves fan, I think he was a Braves fan too. But he was a big fan of Ricky Henderson, so I used to watch him play the game, and that's when I became a fan of the Oakland A's. But like I said, it was when Jose Canseco was actually skinny. So that's
well, in baseball, you
so
pretty much
guessed.
I
watched it. Yeah, he said that's his initial team was Washington. Okay.
Yeah. So in baseball, y'all can pretty much guess Nationals and
hockey.
No, in baseball, Washington and
the Expos.
Washington and
Orioles.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, I was just late because it's easy. I originally, it's funny because originally I was an Orioles fan because there was no team in Washington.
I had to think about that for a second.
But you know what? The story behind why that became my second team. Well, they eventually became my second team, but for a while I was riding with nobody until Montreal came to Washington because Peter Angelos was pissing me off. Didn't want to pay Mike Messina the money, and Mike Messina went north to the Yankees. Fuck Peter Angelos. He split that team apart that was supposed to be contending for a World Series, and all because Roberto Alomar had to spit on an ump while arguing with him. He broke up the whole team.
State of franchise said he played with different teams, but he's a one team man. I understand that. Villain in Black says
wait, hold up. So
hey, that's what he said. Now, hey,
he's a fan of one team, but he plays with many teams.
Yes.
Okay? That's what.
Because he plays with the Blue Jays on his franchise.
God, I hate the Blue Jays. Fuck them. That's the Orioles fan to me saying "fuck the Blue Jays." Cito Gaston, kiss my ass.
He's so stupid. Villain in Black says his closest second team would be the Eagles. Sorry, DJ. So he likes the Eagles as well as the Raiders.
Well, if you want to pick a team that's only won one championship, that's fine with me.
Tadal says most people have a second team, usually in the other conference. Yeah, mm-hmm. I agree. Yeah, and for me, it's like both are on the East when it comes to basketball. So, but I was a big Tracy McGrady fan, and that's where I became with the Magic. But like in baseball, the Braves and the National League and the American League is the Oakland A's. So, Tadal said he's a Cowboys fan, but he used the Jags and Madden. He sound like NY Kia. NY Kia plays with the Jets, but he used the Jags as well. I like the Jags. I like the uniforms. I think they're pretty neat. Complimentary Sports says basketball for Trailblazers is his second team. So I take it that the Wizards is your first team because he said Washington is his first team.
But was he talking about basketball at that point? Because I thought he was talking about football.
Yeah, that's why I just said the Wizards because Washington was his first team. That's why I was just guessing. Trailblazers, man, Arvydas Sabonis, man, what a great player, man. A lot of people don't know how great that guy was. He was a really good team.
Produced a son that has a
that's pretty good too.
Yeah.
Cubs and Sox in baseball. Yankees are my other option. Okay,
he's picking three teams. He's creating himself a.
But
like whoever's in the playoffs out of those three teams, he'll root for that team. But like, I was a Yankees fan the whole season. I'm like, no.
Let's see. Complimentary Sports said, the Wizards are first for him.
Okay.
And Villain in Black says, let's be clear, he's a Raiders fan, and they're just the closest. So I guess what. Villain don't stay on the West Coast, do
he? I think he said last night he is.
Okay. That's what I thought he did.
He's out west because I had a rant about Noble being late, and because he was in some time or whatever that that wasn't an excuse to be late to a stream. Like I got on earlier today or now. Right. So
that's what I thought. He's in Arizona. That's what I thought. I remember him saying that. Antonio said he does not have an NBA team. Well, find one. I mean, it's a handful of teams.
If he doesn't like basketball, then there's no point.
Well, that is true. That is very true. If you don't like basketball, say forget it. You just watch the All-Star game and root for everybody.
It's just like VF. It's just like you blindly picking the women's soccer team because all of a sudden they happen to just win the.
That's what I did with Atlanta United. I had no idea. I just knew there was a championship
team all of a sudden wins the.
Yeah, like I just knew that they was about to win, so I just started watching. I was like, "Oh, is the Atlanta team actually going to win a championship?" Like,
Yeah,
shit.
because I have only one team in MLS, and that's DC United, and I was with them from day one when they was winning all sorts of championships.
Right.
They brought home the titles when the other teams were just pump faking.
Antonio wasn't here. So he's actually an NBA fan, but he just doesn't have a team. That's interesting. As I said, because you don't see too many people like that. But I mean, for that's pretty cool because I take it that he's more of a fan of the sport or the league itself instead of just a team. That's pretty cool.
Oh,
Young Noble said back in the day he liked the Magic in basketball because of Penny. See, that's how I like the Magic because of when McGrady played. So I totally understand.
Now, just an update for you, anybody who likes Philly and hockey. Caps win 5-3.
Speaking of playing the game, I need to stream NHL 21. That game is really good.
Mm-hmm.
That game is very good. It's way better than I thought it was. That is a phenomenal hockey
sliders, dude, like because I want that game to be like as realistic as possible, and it's like I've slowed down that game to get it to the point where I'm forcing the CPU to pass the puck away and not have this up and down like race every single time. The type of hockey I see on TV where they're just like they're point to point, and every now and then they break out into now, but not.
I had a 4-3 victory. I was playing with the LA Kings, and I had a 4-3 victory against the Dallas Stars. It was a great game. I enjoyed it. I lost the fight. I got beat up in the second intermission though, dude.
And you know, funny, after those fights, sometimes you see visible scars from the fight, like
I saw that,
and then they actually get injured.
Yeah,
so it's like
it was pretty neat.
See, and this is why I get on Madden about a wear and tear injury system, because it's just like within EA, you have a team that knows how to get this done. Talk to them, bitches. Shit.
Yeah, I didn't think I was gonna have a lot of fun with NHL 21 because I'm a big fan of NHL 14. But I will tell you this: I will drop that game to play NHL 21. I like that game that much. I'm really enjoying that game. It is my favorite hockey game. Well, outside of NHL hits, I love NHL hits, but that's another story for another day.
I swear, Noble is showing us what Cedric the Entertainer pointed out about playing hockey.
Oh, I mean, Noble's always that guy. Villain Black said NHL 21 is dope. I agree, and he said you just play hockey games to fight. Why don't you go ahead and get NHL hits? So I mean, I love that game. The game's great, but yeah,
almost like he would go outside to run from the cops.
Right? Didn't he say that the other day? But yeah, I don't have anything else, man. That was a really good discussion, man. Really good episode. I can't lie. We're almost at the 2-hour mark. I don't have anything extra to add. DJ, you got anything else?
Nah, I'm just sitting there. Let's see. I'm just checking on Twitter to see if anything else has popped up. Looks like nothing else, unless I watched something pop up like afterwards. But I've been monitoring Twitter to see if anything has popped up. Like I said, Capitals beat the Flyers 5-3, so I'm good right now. So
okay, yeah, I don't have anything else, man. I guess we can go ahead and close a little bit early. We usually close around the 2-hour mark. It's 1:47, so we're pretty good. Thank you guys. I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm looking at the numbers. I know y'all probably been seeing me looking up here. I have a monitor up here, my overhead monitor right here where I can see like the analytics. You guys have been great on both platforms, the YouTube and Twitch. Got pretty much the same amount of viewers on both. I didn't think that was gonna be possible, but I really appreciate it. You guys are using the platform of your choice to watch us. We really appreciate it. Down the pipe, we're really going to be expanding on another platform. If you guys haven't already, go check out the Facebook group, or not the group, but the Facebook page, Virtual Footballer Facebook page. If you haven't already, go over there and like and follow. There's going to be some gaming content over there as well. So I'm going to be on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. Probably be triple streaming on all of them at one point. So you guys go over there, and we're just going to expand the content over there. We had I have had a phenomenal amount of people to follow the page and like it. It looks like it's been long overdue, and is much thanks to you guys. We really, really appreciate it. And I don't have anything else. I'm gonna let DJ say what he has to say. Bills finally shows up. We're gonna let him get the last 10 minutes. So DJ, you got anything, or you want Bills to go?
How does Noel get banned on Facebook? What'd you do?
I'm not gonna ask. I'm not even gonna ask because he's been suspended on Twitter like at least 4 times since I've known him. Bills, you are here. We got about 10 minutes. What you got?
It's been a crazy day. I don't even want to talk about it. What do y'all talk about today?
We talked about the rules of college football. The CLC put some rules down for college football, what they can and can't do, or what they must do. And we had a little debate about playing video games on a couch or the gaming chair, which one people prefer. And we ad-libbed a whole bunch of other stuff. We talked about Patrick Ewing. We talked about oh goodness, DJ. We talked about a whole bunch of other stuff too.
Yeah, we just like
secondary teams. What's your first team? What's your secondary team?
Mm-hmm.
Did a little bit of everything.
Noble over here was taking shots. So
at who?
Just yeah.
2 people tried to take shots at me. It was like, I picked Philly. Sorry, DJ. Like that's I'm wearing green, but I'm not envious of you guys.
So what's going on with you, bro?
Was just going at it with somebody. Don't want to talk about it. I'm good otherwise. They started out great, didn't end so much, but I'm over it. Life happens. That's why I'm here late though. I was in an argument for about, I don't know, 2 hours on the phone.
Yeah.
So like I said, it is what it is, but I had to stop by because I hadn't been here the whole time.
I got you. If it was with your significant other, the girl's always right.
No, I wasn't a significant other.
Oh, well, you win then. No, I'm just messing. No, man, but I do want your thoughts real quick. Couch or gaming chair?
I've never owned a gaming chair, so I can't say. But
boo.
What are you talking about, boo? I'm like,
no, I'm just messing, man.
I mean, been stunting on everybody this whole stream. I got a third monitor all of a sudden. I can view the analytics. Oh my god!
Look, I have a regular. I have a regular chair. I don't like sitting. I don't like laying down or sitting back when I'm gaming. I like to kind of sit up and concentrate. I know some people they lay back, and that's not me. Like I usually try to sit up. So a gaming chair is probably something I should invest in, but. Yeah, I definitely take the gaming chair in this situation. I don't think the couch is very practical if you're taking anything you're doing serious on the console.
Right. All right, I got a question. What do you think about Patrick Ewing being heckled trying to get into Madison Square Garden?
He was going. Well, he was going into Madison Square Plantation. What do you expect? James Dolan sent the captors out after him the moment he stepped on
the overseers.
He said Madison Square Plantation.
That man, James Dolan told Spike Lee, niggas don't come through this door. Niggas don't take this elevator.
I didn't realize that's also what garden means.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, you finally caught on, right?
Plain sight. It's been plantation this whole
James Dolan told Spike Lee, he's like, that was back when you was free. You can walk. You can walk through there when you was free. You can't walk through there no more. You better walk your ass around the block. Yo, they told that man walk all the way out the building and walk around. And you knew that was a command coming down from James Dolan.
He said that's when you was free.
Bro, they made a scene out of kicking Charles Oakley out of the Garden, and Charles Oakley is more beloved, arguably, than Patrick Ewing. I mean, Patrick Ewing was, one of the greatest players in the organization's history. But when you're talking about beloved and like a guy that kind of represented New York in that blue collar style, it was Charles Oakley, and they kicked him out in the middle of the game, bro. So Patrick Ewing, nothing surprises me anymore.
Nah. I think one more thing. I'm not going to get into the CLC stuff because that's a lot to unpack, and we're going to be out of here in about the next 5 minutes.
Well, we saw. I shared the article.
Yeah, you shared it, so you kind of know already. Give us like a really quick rundown of what you think.
That game is DOA.
You think so?
Yes, if you
Because
can't,
me and DJ was kind of thinking like that too in the beginning.
Well, yeah, but a couple of the things that I mentioned, we both are in agreement on this one.
Yeah, because here's the thing: if you can't include the likeness, and the players can't edit the likeness.
See, that's the thing. See, that's what I'm about to say. It's not including the likeness. It's the editing part. That's the part.
Yeah,
that's the
I mean
problem.
that was the loophole. Like, okay, if you can't include the likeness, at least we can adjust it. But if we can't adjust it, that pretty much makes that game, unplayable. It's going to be such an eyesore. I mean, shit. You think people have OCD just based on pro rosters? Imagine a college football roster that
and those are really particular. A lot of people don't realize
even the same skin color as their real
life
counterpart.
You have to, and I want people to be understand those guys over there, Operation Sports. Those people who run the stuff with the team builder and stuff, they're very, very particular about those rosters. Like some people will not play a game if one person is missing off of a team.
No, yeah, it's crazy, bro.
Yeah, they're really particular about it
because, here's the other thing we're talking about a niche audience here, right? A niche audience that kind of grew into a huge audience of fans that missed this game, but it started out as kind of a niche audience, right? You had your people who thought NCAA was better than Madden. You had the other people who didn't think that, and they kind of waited for Madden to come out. But NCAA was kind of like the redheaded stepchild. They would just stay the course, put out a better quality game, never get the credit, right? Now you have a situation where that group has grown into, it's still a niche thing when you think about it. It's not a pro sport. It's still a niche game, but it doesn't have a niche audience anymore. Now it has a dedicated huge audience of people that want this game to come back, but all those people kind of share the same sentiment. If you're not going to do it right, we don't want it.
Yeah, and the thing about it is one of the reasons why I did end up getting a bigger following, even though it started out as a niche crowd. Yeah. NCAA did things that captured the college atmosphere, not even just on the field, but even off the field with their modes. Yep. And that's what people constantly go back and they wanted to continue to play it every year. Because at one point, NCAA was just a game where you get the rosters, you download the rosters, and you use them as draft classes for Madden. But then it got to a point where people actually played it. So it always kept a good following. Like you said, more people, and it doesn't help that the fact the game wasn't played, wasn't being made anymore. It just made more people want to play it.
Yeah, I mean, the people, I'm sure there are a lot of people that didn't play it back when it was out. And now it's one of those things where you don't really miss something until it's gone and you don't have access to it, right? Because for me, I would buy it every year, but I wasn't like big into it. I'd buy it every year because it was something to play that, it was a stopgap between,
the one Madden to the next.
Yeah, one Madden to the next. But when that game ain't coming out no more and you have nothing to look forward to in July, no type of release, the people who didn't play it year to year, they're all of a sudden like, damn, like, bro, I need something to come out during July that's going to hold me over.
Especially because I literally
a game like that.
Yeah, because I literally played. I stopped playing Madden. I mean, I stopped playing NCAA yearly from probably like 2008 to probably like 2011. Mm-hmm. Like I didn't play it until like NCAA 12 came back out, and that's when I started playing it again. In 12, 13, and 14, I played those an entire year because I felt like those are the more quality games when it came to the immersion. And a lot of people got that, especially on the PS2 days. There was no question. I mean, I don't know if Spectacular Pooh's here. He'll tell you firsthand. The immersion in that game is phenomenal. Joe Numbers is another one. He still plays those games. And it's just great. But, I mean, it's unfortunate that now we're probably getting a gimped down version of what we used to have, because if you can't edit the players, I mean, it's going to be really it's going to be ugly. I agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, 100%. It's, especially when you had this huge announcement that it's coming back and, it might end up being a dud, not just on the licensing side, but on the customization side. I mean, you have a group of fans, a large group of fans that are willing to put in the work to make this game authentic, even if you don't have the licensing.
Look before they even did the modding. Look at the team builder when they did every team to the T as far as rosters. That's 126 teams they did. they got the rosters right. Then you look at this modding that they did with the new revamp, where they literally took assets out of the game and put the updated ESPN captions and updated graphics for ESPN that you see today on TV, and they upgraded that. They upgraded all these new uniforms. They upgraded some of the stadiums.
And folks got to realize this too. Ever since Backbreaker, when they had that elaborate creation suite, the amount of people willing to put in the work has grown vastly. We see it in PES. We
just talked about Backbreaker too. We just did.
Yeah, I mean, you see a lot of people, that list of folks that are willing to put in the work to enjoy that game and make it authentic. That shit has grown substantially, exponentially. People are willing to put in the work, but if they're not allowed to put that creation suite in there, that's gonna handcuff that game.
Yeah, I mean, look, people that we want, the LT Magic, he still owes us an episode. He was a big proponent of customizing the game on Backbreaker. He did all NFL teams by himself on Backbreaker.
Wait. Hold on. Okay, I don't know how old this information is, this article. Okay, did anybody hear about this? It said Michigan State announces that the basketball team will now be presented as the MSU Spartans presented by Rocket Mortgage. What the fuck is this?
Are they paying the players?
That's what I'm trying. I'm reading the article right now. Like, what the hell?
If that is
its endorsement deal with Rocket Mortgage, including a name change for its men's basketball team on campus. Under the new 5-year deal, Detroit-based Rocket Mortgage will be the presenting sponsor of the famed men's basketball team, which will now be known throughout the Breslin Center as MSU Spartans, presented by Rocket Mortgage.
That is interesting. That's interesting. We could talk about that later on in next episode. Definitely talk about that.
I'm sure more will pop out.
More schools going to do that. I'm going to be interested in that.
The aspect of that is as you blurted out, are they going to pay the players? Because that was the aspect of the financials behind how much you're going to pay the players, what tiers you're going to classify them in, and when is this going to occur?
Hey, wait a minute. What about which company that's sponsoring them? How much money they're willing to put in to pay the players?
Exactly.
You said Rocket Mortgage may give them X amount of dollars, but what if another company says, hey, we're going to give this much money to pay the players? Now you're going to look at a different tier of who's getting paid how much. It's going to be really interesting. Some more information when it comes to free agency. We're going to talk about that on Tuesday. It was already some moves, but I think we'll get into more depth of that next on Tuesday when we get back on episode 220. I think me and DJ already did our outros. Bills, you did your little quick intro. You want to do an outro as well?
Well, actually, I technically didn't do
you stopped because that's right. You stopped with Bill. Okay. Go ahead.
Well, the rest of the outro is that, I wrapped up season 2 of What the Fuck Just Happened just last night. So I'm going on a 2-week hiatus, not from First and Framerates, but from my Twitch channel, just because I incorporated a 2-week vacation away from, doing a single show. So I will be premiering season 3, March 31st. So you can find me there on Twitch, Evo325, and you can now find me free on Twitter, DJ81.
Take you in Twitter jail for 12 hours. Bills, what you got, man? Is he still there? I think he just backed out again. I think he's probably still. Oh, there he is.
Thank everybody for coming through.
Wow. Oh, whoa! Yo, he got yoked up like you did, DJ.
Wow.
Yo, he got yoked up like you did, DJ.
Yo, that was not right.
Oh man, that's terrible. Hey, Bills, man, hope you all right, bro. No.
He got taken out by Assassin's Bullet.
Oh man, that's messed up, man. I hope Bills is all right, man. Seriously, we'll have to check on him. DM him on Twitter or something. I'll DM him on Twitter.
See what happened. Yo, just got sniped.
Yeah, he got sniped with the quickness. All right, we're about to get up out of here. Like I said, man, we're gonna there he is. Oh no, he said what happened? No, not you.
Roll credits.
Hold on, wait a minute. Oh, there it is. There's his comment.
Okay, there it is. The internet is fucking terrible around here. Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
so
I know you highlighted Pooh earlier, but yeah, he rolled my title for my show. There it is.
Complimentary Sports says, "Don't forget Netflix Last Chance U basketball." I'm gonna have to look at that.
I never really
Check
got
that out.
into that.
I never did too, but he's not the first person that said that, so I'm gonna have to check that out.
I'm waiting for Zack Snyder's Justice League next week.
Okay.
4 hours and 2 minutes.
But we're going to slide up out of here. Like I said, man, everybody, if you haven't already, man, please go over there. There's going to be a lot of things going on when it comes to not only what we're doing here on Twitch, YouTube, and we're now going to be on, I didn't say we're probably going to be expanding this on Facebook, but I'm going to be doing more gaming content on the Facebook page. Go over there and hit that, click that, and follow and like that page if you haven't already. Love the support. Bills, I don't know if you know already, we have went back to YouTube, so we're on YouTube as well now.
I saw.
Okay, yeah, so we're probably gonna be doing that and expanding on Facebook, so we'll be live on all 3 platforms just to give people options. Because like Tadal came in early, said he could never catch us on Twitch because the quality was bad. So now he was back over here for this episode.
All I gotta say, this hick ass town can go to hell. I'm nowhere near my crib right now.
But you sound good though. I ain't gonna lie though. Like audio wise,
I have my setup, but I'm not home.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah, it's just been a long day. I've been up since like 5. It's been a shitty day.
Yeah, it's time for you to go to bed.
Yeah, go ahead and go to bed, man.
Oh, real quick. I gotta speak on this. I said this on Twitter. Can we just go ahead and just deem the Texans the worst organization in football?
Hey, hold up! Didn't Mark Ingram just got signed with the Texans?
Mark Ingram signed there. They cut the 2 younger running backs in Duke Johnson and David Johnson.
That's a W, bro.
No. I'm gonna tell you what. No, I'll tell you what.
That's a W in Texans' eyes, bro.
Look. Let me tell you something. Then Texans are stupid because they traded for David Johnson when they traded DeAndre Hopkins, and now they don't have David Johnson, so they literally have nothing basically that they got from that DeAndre Hopkins. First off, who trades DeAndre Hopkins for an injury-prone running back straight up anyway? That should have told you right. Exactly, the Texans. Who makes Bill O'Brien president of football operations? The Texans. So there you go. Texans are the worst organization in football. Jaguars, y'all can take a bow. Y'all had a good run at the top, and that's all I got to say.
All right, yeah, we're gonna get up out of here, man. Thanks everybody, man. The numbers are a lot better than I thought. The guys on Twitch, you guys are over there. Guys on I'm not Facebook, but guys over here on YouTube. Pretty good numbers on both sides. I thought a lot of people just going to jump ship and go to one, but it's a good balance. Thank you guys. Thank you. We really appreciate it. And if Facebook's your thing, we're probably going to be over there by the end of the month. Just got to get a couple of things worked out over there. So you guys be safe. We will see you guys on Tuesday. We'll be streaming throughout the week, probably do a couple wildcard streams throughout the weekend. So I'll catch you guys then. You guys be safe. Wear a mask if they tell you to. If you have to go in these stores and buy some stuff, wear the mask. I mean, you got people still kind of freaked out, and you may, just be respectful of others. And I'll see you guys next time. Well, we'll see you guys next time. You guys be safe. Oh, one more thing. If you want this shirt right here, it says "Sipping for 60 frames." If you want one of these, go to Concise Creations. It's on Twitter. Just type it in. You'll find it. It should come right on up. If not, you contact me as well. And I'll point you in the right direction. These shirts go for between $20 and $24, no matter the size. So my wife makes the shirts. They're all great. So and Bills and DJ, your shirts are coming. I promise.
We're gonna make you sign a contract.
Hey, look, the Patriots fans need a shirt that says "Simping for a number 1 receiver." Oops.
All right, y'all be easy, man. Y'all guys keep it easy. Peace.